Hey guys, welcome back to the Cult Classic Kids Show, and today we are talking about Ghost of Yōtei, and just to, inform you guys, I made a video talking about Ghost of Yōtei after it was first announced, because I was kind of disappointed, because basically my boy Jin Sakai is gone, alright, and I get it, I get the story perspective, but replacing a male protagonist with a female protagonist is a consistent trend that usually isn't a good thing. So naturally, I was concerned. Naturally, I was disappointed. I really like Jin Sakai as a protagonist. I know a lot of people didn't really care for him so much, mostly because he's a stoic type, and I like stoic types of main protagonists. I don't like these emotional little bitches that you guys like to play as. I guess I prefer the stoic main protagonist because I grew up on characters that didn't even speak to begin with. So a stoic main protagonist that isn't overly emotional, crybaby-ish, I prefer that. But, a lot of people didn't, which is fair, I get that. And a lot of people would say as a counter, it's not about Jin in Ghost of Tsushima, it's about the story. The story is what carries it, and you're just going through that world as Jin Sakai, as his stoic self, and I don't know how people don't understand how it's awesome and how it's representative of games in the past, but hey, man, I get it, you like your little feelsy, crybaby, emotional, bitch-made characters, I got you. I'm mostly joking, but I kinda it's kind of annoying when you like something and nobody else understands or cares. So I just make fun of you guys for what you do like. But no disrespect, just poking of fun. Alright, so you guys say Jinsekai not important, but the story for Ghost of Tsushima is. And you're saying if the story of Ghost of Yōtei is fire, then who cares about the female protagonist? Alright, that's fair, right? But there seems to be a potential big issue with that situation. And let's take you to that big issue with that situation right here, right now. Because shout out to Madame Savvy, who managed to find the two writers that are on Ghost of Yōtei. I don't know how many writers there are in, entirely, but there are two. And John Dombro, excuse me, left BioWare prior to layoffs, started with Mass Effect 3, where he wrote Garrus, Javik, and I'm not sure who that is, storylines alongside Weeks. And then he also was credited as one of Andromeda's lead writers, but I don't know exactly what he worked on, and he also did writing for Anthem. What do all these games have in common? Would it happen to be that they're all shit with no good story writing at all? Alright, to be fair, I didn't play Mass Effect 3. I can't really speak to that, but we all know that Mass Effect 3 left a lot of people very upset with particularly the ending. And yeah, I'm not really knowledgeable on that. However, I did play Mass Effect Andromeda, in which I did try the main story and came to a very quick conclusion that this shit is ass. So I skipped out on the rest of that and went right to co-op where I had some fun with my friends and then dropped the game. So that was how my endeavor with Andromeda went. And I was looking forward to Andromeda at the time because I didn't get into Mass Effect. So Andromeda seemed like a great jumping off point for someone that hadn't played previous games, to which, well, BioWare completely fumbled the ball. And Anthem, really, does anyone give a shit about Anthem's story? Nobody talks about that garbage to this day. So, yeah, these are red flags. Dude isn't particularly... He doesn't have anything of highlight here. And this is the other writer for Ghost of Yōtei, Courtney Woods. Mom, senior staff writer at Sucker Punch Productions, Ghost of Yōtei, previously Star Wars, Dragon Age, Mass Effect, degree in villainy, and maybe perhaps in real life also a degree in villainy, because to get into basically background, I'm assuming this is her IMDb, but we'll go to another. It doesn't say her name, so I understand that. We're going to go to another tweet that does properly display this person in their work. But as you can see, they said Star Wars, Dragon Age, Mass Effect, Anthem. These are not... Oh man, I get it. Star Wars, The Old Republic. I'm assuming this is a remaster or whatever. But all this other shit, big yikes. This is a big yikes. And then we have John, the first dude, and showing off what he's been doing his entire career. Not very good, right? Not very good at all. But Madam Xavier says neither of them have much of a social media presence. But what I found interesting is neither of the two writers' names we have done anything notable. Given both of them worked on Dragon Age Veilguard and the worst of Mass Effect, with the worst dialogue in both series being on the ones they worked on. I lack any hope to offer you. Oh well. Not my studio I'm gambling on. 'Tis I, the humble consumer, who yearns to consume, but alas, thy standards insist the satchel remain unopened. Ghost of Yōtei continues to look more concerning than promising. But let's take you to another tweet that does actually just clear cut display these writers and their works. And this is from Lumpy. And it says, that Ghost of Tsushima sequel is being written by the same people that wrote Mass Effect Andromeda, Anthem, Dragon Age Veilguard, it's over. And yes, John Dombrow, and these are this person's works. Garbage, sad to say. And Courtney Woods, who also wrote garbage. These are EA's. Oh my god. These are EA's failures. Let's just put it that way. I mean, and look, guys, you know, glass half empty, right? Situation. I guess glass half full situation would be, well, their talent couldn't be shown at EA at all. EA had their own hands in the cookie jar, too many hands in the cookie jar sort of scenario. I mean, that's fair. Maybe they could potentially, maybe they could potentially finally show their true talent and write something grandiose with Ghost of Yōtei, right? I mean, obviously, to be fair, I get that, but this is just another red flag in my mind. And no Jin Sakai and replacing Jin Sakai with a female protagonist was the first strike. Now, a lot of people were holding it against the game that the actress portraying the lead character in Ghost of Yōtei is a cunt. And to be fair, she is. But I don't think that it's fair to hold that against the game. It's not like her personal views are going to affect the actual dialogue of the game. She's just there to read a script and keep it moving. And given she's disrespectful as shit, she's weird, potentially mentally ill, allegedly. So I get that. And if that bothers you and you don't want to play the game based off that, I ain't here to tell you what to do. I just think that that's a step far that I wouldn't be willing to take, even though she isn't a very likable person. All right, so I'm not going to include that, but another strike is looking at these writers and their previous works. And to some people, 2 bad writers is 2 strikes, and you're out, obviously, that being the whole 3 strikes. But, whether it's 2 strikes now or 3 strikes, it's still strikes nonetheless. I'm concerned with this game, man. This is not a day one for me at all. To be fair, it wasn't coming to PC day and date anyway, I'm assuming. So that this is leading to, like, the fact that PC doesn't get PlayStation games day and date is super beneficial to me, because now it's like, dude, these games aren't even worth fucking buying. All right, these games are taking some of the biggest risks here, right? It's easy to say, I'll just wait for the PC release if the game is even worth the fuck, right? That's how I feel personally. Just moving on from consoles at this point is super beneficial to me. I know that there's going to be a lot of suckers that are going to buy this no matter what. It doesn't matter how many red flags there are with Ghost of Yōtei. And that's your prerogative. Some people on Twitter was like, this is definitely concerning, but I'm not writing off the game yet. And that's completely fair. I told people to be cautiously optimistic is completely fine. But, you got your ears open. You're listening to what's going on. There's just the blind defenders that'll pretend that there's absolutely nothing wrong here. And fuck those idiots. To live in ignorance is, I guess, bliss. But yeah, guys, let me know what you think about this in the comment section down below. Really interested to hear you guys' thoughts. But if you can, like the video, share the video, subscribe to the channel, follow me over on Twitter at Mario Kart. If you'd like to continue the conversation, consider becoming a channel member. Gets you dope ass emotes, gets you instant access to the Discord. I got my live stream every Thursday, 8 p.m. EST. So come chill with me there. And yeah, guys, we'll hop you and send them out. Peace.